Hi guys, welcome to a new episode of Weekend Chats with Mac. I'm here with my boy Archie again, and the love that you guys gave us with the first episode was overwhelming, man, and truly I appreciate it, so shout out to you guys. Anyway, in last week's episode, we talked about the dating scene in BW, and it's common knowledge, right? So we felt it was only right that we talk about the healing process, which is today's episode. So healing, guys, we really do need to heal. Hey, we need to heal, but we never really give ourselves that time, to go through that process of healing. So I really want to understand why do we neglect our own healing? Why do we do that to ourselves? Although, most of us need healing on one level or another, may it be emotionally, physically, mentally, or spiritually. But we are often held back because we don't believe we can truly, it's either we don't believe we can truly heal, we don't feel we have the time, we feel guilty when we take time to relax. We stay busy because, there's so much to do, isn't there, right? There are so many external demands that suck up our time and take precedence over our own healing. Or do we just obey that inner message that says we are busy and it's impossible and we don't deserve to take care of ourselves? And it really doesn't make sense to me that we sometimes feel this way, right? So because of this, we keep running down the same old track, getting the same tired results, never feeling a sense of true contentment because our regular habits are what we know. They feel comfortable in a funny sort of way. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. That's how it's always. You can know it yourself. We do need healing, but we just never really give ourselves that time and pleasure to actually go through that process of healing. We just find ourselves rushing back into things we know we are not ready for, some things that we know we really can't do without having gone through that healing process.
Personally, I feel like healing is something that it's not something that ends. Like, it's a continuous process that you have to dedicate time and attention to. You have to keep at it, or else you I think I'll use analogy addiction, because if you don't carry on with whatever you're doing that's helping you cope, you'd end up relapsing to whatever it is that you were doing. So healing, I feel like it's something that is just it's a daily routine. It's something that you can
never really say you've stopped healing or
you are
done healing. Dude, I feel like this is something that people don't often realize. You can never really say you're fully healed from something that you've experienced, trauma of a past relationship or whatever. It's always going to impact the way you do things in future. If something happens to you today and you somehow, manage to go through that healing process, I really just don't believe that you can truly say you are healed, 100% healed, because you're always going to reflect on whatever happened, and it's just, that's how it's going to be.
Yeah, because you have these triggers, and I feel like triggers are a good way to check yourself if you're
truly healed,
you're healing, or
if you're on that right path, or you're just not going about it the right way. So if there's one thing that I've come to realize, especially on social media, when it comes to this whole topic on healing, especially after a relationship, right? The boys and I have actually taken time to address this on our channel. If you haven't checked it out, please do check out the video. We're talking about girls shooting their shot and healing. So the question that I had asked at the time was, how long should one person wait until they get into another relationship after a failed one, right? And most people on social media, but we move. So I really don't understand how but we move. Dog, now I really can't find myself crying over a man. 2 days I'm out, or 2 hours I'm out and in another relationship or one. And these are the kind of things that get to show us we are doing a whole lot wrong. We really are going about this the wrong way, because healing is really so important for us. Like I said, it really affects and plays a major role in the way we live. If you're not happy emotionally, if you're exhausted, you can feel that emotional exhaustion, because that's how powerful it is. That's how it has that hold over the things that you do, over your day-to-day activities. And so you can never neglect healing. It's something that you need. Motho a itse gore Michelle kana Thabo o montshitse dust mo eleng gore you know, when you're in a relationship, sometimes there's a lot of emotions that you go through. In one moment you're happy, in the other you're not, right? And so you find yourself in that emotional roller coaster. In one moment, when you're truly happy, you think you have found your peace in that relationship, and it can all just come down crashing. To a point how you get to feel about that situation after, it really hurts. It really hurts. Imagine dust in that other relationship about 2 days, 2 hours, and I'm already in another one, another talking stage or whatever. My dog, please give yourself time to heal. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. These things are real. But I feel like we really just don't take our healing seriously. We really do neglect. And this part is what's going to kill most of us.
Hey, because you notice how people in relationships, they tend to get lost in them. And then I've asked people a few times, who are you outside your relationship? And it's always something they find it difficult to answer. So if you've been in a situation where your relationship was like 80% of your free time or your life in general, and then it ends, it can't be easy. You don't need to heal from losing such a huge part of your life so suddenly. So you have to take care of yourself and give yourself the time to grieve. Grieving is very important in the event of losing anything or
that
anyone.
Meant a lot to you.
Yeah. So you have to. There's these stages of healing, Taylor. You have to go through. Otherwise,
you're going to change you. Yeah, you're going to. Guys, I have lost myself, and it's funny because with healing, it's not healing specifically, but emotional pain. That there are so many signs that show you that you need to heal. There are so many things that happen that show you that you need to heal. Because in one moment you can really be happy. Especially in a night, I know I've experienced this myself. Like after a night out with the boys, and I've just dropped everybody off, and it's me. I'm alone in the car on my way home. Hey, just normal music. I get lost, and I can literally just drive and not realize that I'm driving. I can just drive and not realize I'm actually driving. But just get lost in thoughts or get lost in whatever song is playing. And just really not pay attention to what's happening on the road. It's a dangerous thing, I know. But this is what I'm talking about. These things happen when you neglect that healing part. Because they affect what you do. And this is something that I'm talking about. Imagine if it turned out to be something so tragic, and something was to happen, just because I didn't give myself that time or that luxury to go through my healing process. And this is what I'm trying to, tackle here today. Guys, I'm saying this healing thing so seriously. whether we're having a very good laugh over a text or feeling annoyed in rush hour traffic, we all know that the highs and lows we experience from one moment to the next could significantly affect our well-being. And sometimes we fail to realize when our emotional, response system is overdue for a rest. So, guys, self-care is really important. And that's so good. That's the science where they show you that it's time for emotional healing. And I know that with me, I get to experience difficulty in displaying trust, love, and sympathy, in the sense that whenever I get to say maybe talk to somebody that's new, I really find it hard, really hard. Straight, that I trying to trust that person, or just trying to let myself feel something for this person. And I'm sure it's not a problem that I only encountered. So many of us encounter something like this. Or even sympathy. I'm going through this, and I just find it so hard to put myself in a place to feel bad for them. I don't mean in the problems at home. About their problems from personal problems, say maybe in regards to a relationship or whatever. I always zero empathy, zero sympathy, just zero everything. My dog, you really need to take time off and find true healing, hey? And that's the thing, when you neglect your emotions so much, they bottle up to this point. So we really need to give ourselves this time. And to me, that is that first sign that I need emotional healing. And then there comes a time where a deep state of sadness or anxiety begins to overwhelm me.
Anxiety?
A point where you start talking to somebody and you're just really not sure of the intentions. You're just so... There is that constant thought, hey, what if they do this too? They do the same thing the last person did or whatever. And that's the thing, anxiety... our anxieties feed they feed that depressive moments that we have, or those sad moments that we have, because the moment you start thinking about what happened in your previous relationship, you've never taken time to heal from it, is the time where you start triggering yourself happy and start feeling all the pains and regrets of that part. Just reliving those hurts or whatever. You're just reliving everything, and this process is really crazy. That's normally my second sign that I really do need emotional healing. And this is something that I'm definitely sure I'm not the only one that goes through this, right? And then I become reactionary instead of responsive. This one is dog, it's easy what I mean by that. We feel like hi, how are you? Can't you're just fighting instead of just giving yourself time to hear out what the person is trying to say to you. You're just always so mad. Dog, why are you so mad? And this just goes to show, guys, we need healing. I'm definitely sure I'm not the only one that experiences these, guys. Like Hassan Nahel, it's most of us, and this just goes to show that so many of us need to heal, my dog. I don't know how many times I've said this line, but hey, we really just need to heal, my dog. Khosiras, it's serious like that. And yeah, that's the third sign that I need emotional healing, right? And then challenging emotions are being held onto instead of letting go. Challenging emotions, just those emotions from challenging emotions, fear, anger, which are these are destructive. Those negative emotions, they are very destructive, and you get to hold on to them. You're just so mad. But how can somebody do me dirty like this? Instead of letting go, accepting is literally the only way to go about and going through this. We have to control that fear and anger, the fear we experience when we start talking to somebody new. And one fear, it causes so much distraction. It's so destructive, especially when you're trying to talk to somebody else, because the more you're so fearful of what you think might happen is the moment where you start jeopardizing what could be. Literally, somebody can
start like projecting.
You project your fears onto that person. Hey, sometimes Moto is a part 2. Repeat. Hey, part 2. But anyway, you get what I mean. Hey, these emotions can really, really be destructive.
And it's easy to like, if you lost someone who meant a lot to you, if you don't heal, you're going to fall into that pattern of looking for them in other people instead of appreciating people for who they actually are. And you're always going to be like, or you use the person as a what? As a standard or something. Yeah. And that's not a good thing, because but you have to let people be who they are to you, instead of trying to see them how you want to see them. You have to see them for who they actually are.
The one is seeing people for who they really aren't. This is the point where we start making excuses for them. Motho ene soro o dira yana e we kitlela o irang o boela gone kwa o no utlile botlhoko teng. The reason why you are hurt and struggling and suffering is the all those reasons are there for a reason as well. But motho made you feel that way for a reason, and so when you find yourself going back there, when that person is literally the reason why you're feeling all of these emotions. I've had so many people come to me after having experienced a bad relationship breakup, and then after having that conversation with them, trying to help them to move on, events in Naboin, they literally go back there.
They return
they return straight. And how am I going to help this person?
And that's the point I was making. If you don't let go of whatever it is is holding you back, you need to free yourself, guys, or else you're going to fall into that same cycle of going back to that person. You go back again.
Also, I'm a firm believer that if it didn't work out the first time, that there are very low chances of it working out the next time. Maybe this person, we're still too young. We didn't know what we were doing. Guys, hey lang. Hey, sister, brother.
Free yourself later. That one I can assure you for a don't go back there. Please don't. No matter how good they made you feel, no matter, appreciate for what it was.
Exactly.
Move on.
Exactly.
On. Free yourself. Free yourself.
Guys, people change, eh? When I say people change, I don't mean you should always give them that benefit of the doubt. No, we are still too young and making those excuses for them. When I say people change, say maybe you guys were together at some point in your life, right? And then go years, listen more or not talking in any way. Let me tell you, when that person comes back to your life, that person has grown, and that growth, is more deception. On twar. They had a point that whatever mistake they made back then, say maybe they cheated on you and you found out. This time around, chances that you would never find out, they're so high. They have learned the ins and outs of you. But it's back with you and and they will do the exact same thing they did then.
Hey,
just that you wouldn't know about it.
If you're the one who's retaining, you. No, straight.
No, facts. That's good facts. The same, if you returning to the same person that hurt you, is you basically showing that person that they have a hold over you.
Respect yourself.
And the moment you let somebody know that they have this kind of hold over you, is the moment you're just not. It's done. You're done for. So guys, these things are na all these signs that I'm giving you guys here are things that I personally have gone through, and I know that people that would most probably relate to what I'm saying, and I just want better for everyone. I'm also on my path and my journey of finding healing, and I wish the same upon you to find your own path and journey to true healing. And so another sign that I need emotional healing is that I begin to lose sight of the difference between emotions and feelings.
Yep.
Feelings are a combination of our emotions, beliefs, philosophies, ideas, and remembrances, right? But each one of these elements combines to not only influence our first emotions that we have, but they also determine how we feel about what is happening in our life. And so knowing that majority difference between emotions and feelings is important to apply in our own emotions to a bigger visual of our daily lives. So what I'm saying is feelings feelings gonna give I think I'm starting to feel something for this person. No, that's not a feeling. A feeling it incorporates emotions. That's an emotion, what you're feeling there. That's an emotion. Feelings also incorporate those beliefs and philosophies. When you say I feel something, there's so many things that are going on in that moment. You are remembering something that you've experienced before. You are remembering something that you've heard of before, and a personal sense of those emotions. There's so many things that are going on in one moment when you say you have a feeling about something. When you say you feel you know this person is acting shady. I feel like this person is up to something. What I'm saying is there's so many things that are going on. You are remembering something that has happened before. You are seeing something or you've heard of something of this similar sort. And that's the thing. You have to know and differentiate between feelings and emotions. That's why I begin to lose sight of the difference between these two things. And these are all the 5 signs that I know that I need emotional healing. So we really need to give ourselves time to start over, guys. We really need to give ourselves time to start over.
Otherwise,
what I tell her only in that repeated cycle of uncertainty. Like I've mentioned before, I've fallen prey to all of these obstacles myself. But in the process of seeking my wholeness, and there are a few things that I've really come to know for sure about healing. And one thing that I know would be the first step to you finding your healing is accepting. Acceptance is key. Acceptance is key. After something really doesn't go your way, first thing that you need to do is acknowledge, okay, no, I'm suffering. You have to acknowledge. With healing, if you don't know that you need to heal, then you can never say you are going to heal if you don't know that you need to heal. So in order for you to know that you need to heal, you need to acknowledge that you're suffering. You have to know what there are some demons that you are fighting. You have to know. Or acknowledge that you're hurting. Otherwise, there's no standard basis for you to start your journey of healing.
Otherwise, you're just playing yourself.
So that's literally the first step. Acknowledging and accepting. That's literally the first step to finding true healing. And also, if you really want to heal, guys, it takes time, right? So because it takes time, you have to be consistent. You have to focus and be consistent in what it is that you're up to, or whatever it is that you're doing to find your healing. You have to be consistent about it, having that consistent action. If you really don't take time to heal now, there's a good chance that it will get worse. You guys, because I get it, you know this. It applies to everything basically. If you don't do it now, then chances that later the door will be open later are slim. If you're provided with an opportunity right now to do something and you don't take or you don't go for it, the chances that same door will be open at a later time are slim. That's why if you're presented with that opportunity to heal now, guys, take that time. If you don't take it now, there's a good chance that it's going to get worse.
If not now, when, guys?
And the same applies to sickness. If you don't treat as early as possible, it gets worse.
Simple.
And that's how you should treat healing. You're not healing, hurt, pain. That's how you should treat pain. Pain doesn't get better if you're not doing something about it. It only gets worse. It accumulates. Because I'm definitely sure one person won't just be the end of it. Somebody else is going to come in and hurt you. So if you don't take your time to heal from that first person, accumulate a lot of hurt. That's why with gents, one thing that I realize with gents is Rari, we are still hung up. Hands making fun about it. One girl hurts you in primary and you never want to try another relationship again. To be honest, that's not true. After that relationship ended, I'm sure that gent has tried a talking stage of some sort and they got to try and feel again, but so it's a continuous build up of what? Continuous build up of pain. Basically, it's a continuous build up of pain. And so if you really don't give yourself time, it only gets worse. So you pain nako, guys. Give yourselves time to sit down and think about what it is that you need to do to find healing.
Because I think everyone knows what hurt them the most, and you have to revisit that and see.
That's why I put that as my number one. You have to acknowledge what really hurt you.
You have to acknowledge that's the thought, but it's not the end of the world. As long as you're still alive, guys, you shouldn't neglect yourself or give up on
because of one person or 3-4 people they really didn't deserve you. People that didn't deserve you. Also, I feel like we really need to know our standard, our one thing that we have to establish that bar that you won't go below. Because one person can really treat you properly in a relationship, can treat you properly, and if it ends, it's okay to be upset over it. But if it ends, guys. There's a reason why it ended, right? And then the next person that comes along, you don't want to. I got the part you don't want to compare that person to your ex or or whatever, right? But you can see this person is not going to do anything for you. wa khona go mona kore you do tse dingwe wa bo sa lo di bone mo talking stage. This is why I keep saying the talking stage is very important, guys. How is skipper do tse dingwe kore o ska ba makala di go iragala because you skipped that whole process. So wa motho mongwe tota ene wa bo khona go bona gore ha go jege ha go eteng wa khona go bona gore nyano here ha go jege straight and how ntse we ba gore no na ha ke go compare motho le my ex kana ha we go irang we e tla ina khangengwe gape gore wa e senya go ne ho because your ex has literally shown you a proper standard of how you deserve to be treated. A certain kind of treatment that you liked. I'm not saying compare the next person's actions to that of your ex. I'm saying the treatment that your ex showed you should also help you in setting the bar or standard that you need for yourself. You have to know. I get how you deserve better. Or I deserve a better. What do you mean? What you deserve better? Or you know your worth? And this is what I'm talking about. You need to establish that set or that bar. No, this how doing better. This is just the minimum that you can do. Then that just goes to show how corny you don't deserve me. Like I keep saying, no how to comparison to my ex here what mothating e botlola talking stage aba go bontsha gore na le taka ha ke kwetse mo tsa ga mjolo ebile ebonya onyanyi again
kamoso boro depressed really do to deep paketse
mare I mean it like hanzri boyan it kind of sounds like we're giving you advice in healing and also bashing you guys at the same time. Yes,
tough love,
it's very much necessary that we do this. It's very much necessary that we do this because some things are easily avoidable. Some things are easily avoidable. Of course we are addressing the healing process, but sometimes it's fair for us to also give ways not to reach that point where you feel you need healing. Because you're telling me hell is the brand raberi dira raberi tso gore re dira ya no la makala ha di dira gala. Alright guys, lerna ha re kotsi at all in the scene yamjol ha re kotsi go tlhelele. We really need to do better. Find better partners, find better ways of dealing with situations, right? Also, you should know that you're responsible for your own healing. You cannot base or you cannot put somebody else's child under so much pressure and use that person to find healing. How can I expect that motho mongwe ene a go thusang go heala because guys how kgonagala. Also, one thing that I really need to emphasize is that pain plays a huge role in your mental health, not just emotionally, but it can also affect your mental health. We talk about mental health a whole lot on social media.
But we don't talk about the drive towards
getting there. We don't talk about that enough. Guys, as much as we talk about mental health, we are already there, fine. But what is it that's driving people to this point? And this is what I mean when we say, of course, we are talking about the healing process, but also we are trying to talk about things that we need to avoid to that point where we feel we need healing. So this is what we are talking about. Again, you are responsible for your own healing. No one's child is going to be there for you. And it's something that you have to know. This person won't be there for you when you really need them to be. I know that people they'll be there for you, but what I'm saying is it's not given that person will be there for you. You can tell me your problems and I'll listen. But sometimes listening is just not enough to help you go through that healing. Hakerani, sometimes saying things out loud helps, but it doesn't help enough. That's why I'm saying you're responsible for your own healing. And putting so much pressure on somebody else's child is just not okay. Also, it's really not selfish to focus on self-healing, especially if you dedicate your healing so that it brings benefit to others as well. And this is what we are talking about. In between a breakup and getting into another relationship, there's so many things that happen in there. And so if you really don't give yourself time to heal, you're going to hurt the next person that comes along. That's why when I'm saying here, it's not selfish to really focus and give yourself time to heal and focus on just self-healing, especially when you know it's for the benefit of others. I mean, of course, it mainly benefits you, but it also helps you better in terms of interacting with other people. So healing is very much important. Recognizing your suffering really has power to really open your compassionate heart. Because with me, I get to realize I'm not the only one that's going through this. I get to see many others that are suffering just like I am.
Yeah.
And so I know I can treat somebody. I don't want to treat somebody the way somebody else has treated me. This is why these things are very much important. I wouldn't want somebody to feel the way somebody else made me feel. Somebody broke my heart, fine, but I don't want to break somebody else's heart and use that as an excuse because I neglected my own healing. This is why we say that healing is very important. And I'm going to keep saying this point until you guys really understand how important healing really is. Healing is important in so many ways, especially for the purpose of your own life. As long as you're caught up in transitory and self-centered patterns of endless thoughts and emotions, you're really going to miss your true self. If you don't give yourself time to heal, you get caught up in so many things that revolve around you. You begin to develop so many patterns that are so self-centered, like somebody hurt me, so I'm just going to start doing things for my own benefit. In everything that you do.
You become a selfish person, a bitter person, because if you don't deal with things, letting them slide, ignoring them, you become bitter, and it's also disrespecting yourself, though.
Facts. This is why I'm saying that you get to miss your true self. You're missing who the real you is. You're somebody that's not selfish. You're somebody that's giving. Now imagine that transition from being somebody that's giving to becoming a person that's so self-centered, guys. It's really not fun seeing people, being so sad over things that are sometimes easily avoidable, or even things that, dog, I really don't know what to say, but it's really just not nice seeing people sad or hurting over things that, other people have caused. Also, guys, let's learn to treat people properly. Don't be the reason why somebody needs to heal. I would really hate for that to happen. Just don't be the reason somebody else needs to heal. Let's just be better people, guys. But anyway, guys, I really hope that for those that need healing, you're able to properly assess all of this and determine and actually start your own journey and path into finding your healing. And I hope it all goes out for you. Bless.